Hey everyone, how are you? Cynthia Ray here. I'm just getting some of my tech stuff set up so I can connect to Facebook. Let me see here. Okay, it looks like I am live on Facebook. Let's see. Okay. All righty. So welcome everybody. I'm going to mute my Facebook. Hang on one sec. Hey. So welcome everybody. I'm going to let me see if I can figure this out here. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. How's everybody doing? Welcome to day 3. I can't believe we're here already. Except I hear feedback. Can you guys hear me okay? Or is there feedback? If you can comment on Facebook, that would be awesome. Oh, wait. Maybe I got it. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Anyway, welcome to day 3. I figured it all out. Okay, so day 3, I'm Cynthia Ray again. I'm going to be your coach for the next couple more days. I'm a registered dietitian, fitness specialist. I have a passion for education and helping others just learn about health and wellness and how to take the best care of their bodies as possible, to honor God and their bodies and the bodies that God created for them, out of his love for them. So I pray that this has been an amazing journey for you, that you feel like you are honoring God in this process. That's the intention. So I hope you're feeling that way. So for today, we're going to be talking about what to add into your diet and what to eliminate from your diet in order to start feeling better overall. So essentially practical strategies of what you should add to your diet and what you should avoid to crush cravings, lose weight, and feel better fast. So yeah, that's the idea. I had a chance to do a little extra research early this morning, and that's kind of my, I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but when I get into it, I get into it. So I found a lot of really great recent research in this area. So I'm happy to share that with you all today. So for the first 15 minutes, I'm going to go over a little bit about what we talked about yesterday, just a brief overview, and then I'm going to go over the scripture that we're using this week, and then let you introduce yourselves, do a little housekeeping, give you some updates on what's going on in my world and how I can help you, do a little education, and the last few minutes open up for questions and answers. So if you have any questions for me, you can put them in the chat on Facebook, and then I'll get back to you at the end. Or if you have some questions after and you're watching this as a recording, you can still ask your questions then, and I'll come back to it later and I'll answer. I'll type in my answers as well. So, all right. So before we get started, I want to congratulate our winner from yesterday's homework assignment, which is Annette Renee. Congratulations, Annette. Thank you so much for being diligent, and you're one of several actually, for being diligent and posting your commitment to this group and to yourself, of excluding sugar and alcohol from your diet. So congratulations. I'm going to email you your Starbucks gift card as your prize. So congratulations. And again, we'll have another homework assignment for today that you could also be entered into the raffle for tomorrow's drawing. Okay, so congratulations, Annette. I send you a private message on Messenger to let you know, and also to get your email address so I can send that over your way. All right, so I want to start out today with the scripture that we've been going over these past couple days, and I prayed about it this morning and thought about it, and I really feel like this particular scripture is just something that I continue holding on to for this group. So the scripture again is Hebrews 12, 1-3, the NIV version, and it's entitled A Call to Endurance. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off every encumbrance and the sin that so easily entangles us, and let us run with endurance the race set out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God, consider himself who endured such hostility from sinners so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. Hebrews 12, 1-3. So I just love this, how this speaks to this whole process that we're going through. We can just throw off things that just don't feel well, don't feel right in our bodies. And we just know it's a sin that can easily entangle us and we easily get wrapped in and don't even realize we're doing it until we start feeling bad physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So just to keep your eyes on Jesus, keep your eyes on the prize, keep your eyes on why you're doing this, the reason why it's so important to you to take care of your body in this way. So continue on that path. So for today, in the comments, I would love for each of you to introduce yourselves and let me know again where you're coming from, where you are tuning in. And for today, let me know how it's going. I know day 3 of detoxing sugar is usually one of the harder days 2 and 3 and 4, really, when you're really in the part of the detox cleanse itself, where things start to get a little bit challenging. You might feel tired, you might feel sluggish, you might feel irritable, you might have a headache, which are all okay. Doesn't feel great, but it's okay because it's just a reminder that you are beginning to eliminate sugars and detox your body overall, not just from sugar, but from environmental toxins, medications. Maybe, we can get toxins from lotions we put on our skin, from just breathing air that is toxic, chemicals and things like that. So let me know where you are tuning in from and how you're feeling. How are you doing at this point on day 3 during our time together? Let me get back to my Facebook so I can see your comments. Let's see here. Just gonna write hello. Okay, so I know some of you guys are here. So yeah, let me know where you're calling from and how you're doing. Okay, so in the meantime, while I wait on that, I am going to get started with some of a little bit more housekeeping. So if you haven't already or know about it yet, I do have a new book out. It's the 21-Day Sugar Detox. And I am going to be running a full challenge group of that book, with that book, starting next Monday, January 16th, all the way through for the 21 days. So if you have that book, I would love for you to join me in my support group. I'm going to be doing a little coaching every day, taking you step by step, day by day through the program, being there to answer your questions. It's a private group, so it's going to have some intimacy and privacy, so you can feel free to share how you're doing, how you're feeling, maybe get some input from other people and get some support as well. So that particular group is private and you're going to get private coaching from me. So that's different. It's $17 per month. So you can hang out with us as long as you'd like. If you need to do it over again, or you're taking a little bit longer in the process, you can join us as long as you'd like. So that's something you can do. My book is on Amazon. You can go to my website, 21dayswithoutsugar.com, 21dayswithoutsugar.com, and you can log in there, find the copy of my book, click on the link, purchase it on Amazon, and then you can also download the meal plan for the full cleanse right there as well on that website. So this 5-day group, the intention of it is to kind of get you a taste of what it's like to do this and just kind of get an introduction and get you going. I know you're doing a lot of work right now if you're following this accordingly, but you're just going to get to the next level with the private group and the book itself. So anyway, welcome again to everybody. Welcome Gigi from Georgetown, Texas. I see you there. Yay. So let's see. There's my notes. Okay. So what else is there? Tomorrow, like I said, I'll be doing another drawing. I'll give you your homework assignment in just a little bit for today. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in to the science of this. So what I found out is the key to all of this is to keep your blood sugar stable, to eliminate processed food toxins, and balance digestive hormones such as insulin, ghrelin, leptin, and cortisol. And there's a few more. A lot of times we talk about hormone balance, and many times we think about hormones like menopause or shifts in hormonal balance as we age, but our hormones that are responsible for digestion and absorption and appetite are huge when it comes to detoxing, but also losing weight in general or gaining weight, depending on what your goals are. So I really thought it's important to dive into this a little bit and let you know a little bit more about it. So yesterday we talked about emotions and eating and how to handle some of those situations. But today what we can talk about are these emotions, but also the appetite hormones that come into play with those emotions and now how they can affect weight gain or weight loss. So it's going to be kind of interesting to kind of bring that together today. All right, so let's go ahead and go over the hormones. I'm going to define them briefly for you and then dig in a little bit more to give you some more insight. So the first one is ghrelin, Ghrelin, ghrelin or ghrelin. And what that does, it signals you to eat basically, and it stimulates the feeling of hunger. Pretty simple. The goal generally is to decrease morning levels of fasting ghrelin. So when in research or in science, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll test the ghrelin hormone levels in your body to see how much you're producing. So the idea is to keep, when you wake up in the morning, to have lower ghrelin levels, and that will keep you from putting on extra weight. So ghrelin also increases after you've completed a typical diet that's kind of like a chronic weight loss diet or chronic food restrictive diet for weight loss. So those will actually increase because you're so hungry and reduced and have a reduction in calories. Okay, sorry, my eyes are watering for some reason. Okay, so leptin signals fullness. It's the opposite. Ghrelin signals hunger and leptin signals fullness. But these two are more long-term. They're signals between meals. And then there's two other ones that are short-term. So when you're eating, they signal hunger and fullness. So these ones, cholecystokinin, or CCK, and there's another one called peptide YY. It's interesting names, but those signal a feeling of fullness and satiety at your meal. So those are important to look at because we're going to talk about those a little bit more. So ghrelin signals hunger, leptin signals fullness between meals, CCK and peptide YY signal hunger and satiety between meals. Okay. All right. The other one you hear a lot about is insulin. So what insulin does is it's secreted by your pancreas, and its job is to take the sugar that's circulating in your bloodstream and move it into your cells for energy. Okay. They also, if there's a lot of insulin happening and reacting to blood sugar in your body, it can also signal fat deposition, meaning increased fat stores in your body. So another one is glucagon. Glucagon does the opposite of insulin, and glucagon increases the amount of blood sugar in your system. And that's kind of like an emergency thing. You know, if you're low in sugar and blood sugar and needs a little energy and you don't have much going on, your body can take it either from protein or from your liver stores, generally liver stores, and put it back into your bloodstream for energy in the moment, basically for survival. The last one is cortisol. I know for a while there, a few years back, cortisol was super popular in the weight loss arena and stress arena for weight loss. But basically what cortisol does is fascinating to me. Cortisol increases when you're fasting, with your food intake, with exercise. The levels go up when you wake up in the morning. Cortisol is actually one of the hormones that's responsible for actually waking you up in the morning. It also increases with physiological stress. And then you get increased levels of cortisol when those things happen. What else? Yeah, it also can tap into body fat stores, which is interesting too, and move it from one location to another. So when your body, for example, another starvation situation, if your body's starving, it's going to release fat from other places and bring it into other cells, such as muscle cells that need energy, and bring it there for extra energy. So anyway, I thought it was super fascinating. Okay, so the main one I want to focus on though today is ghrelin. So ghrelin, like I said, is the one that is responsible um, for stimulating hunger or signaling hunger. And what they found in research is that people who are overweight, their ghrelin levels aren't accurate. They're not normal. They're actually a little bit stunted. And it's really hard to know for people who eat regularly or overeat. It's hard to know when they're hungry or they're full because these ghrelin levels that stimulate feelings of hunger are actually impaired. So, which in turn would cause them to want to eat more and never really feel satisfied. So, what I've talked about before, I think another video or maybe earlier this week, is that when your blood sugar is irregular, and let's say you are eating a lot of carby foods, you're never really going to feel satisfied because it doesn't, when you eat carbohydrate foods, the ghrelin that's supposed to make you feel satisfied never gets stimulated. It never actually gets impacted. So when you eat those kinds of foods, for example, let's say you had like granola cereal in the morning or some kind of a cereal, something carby, maybe oatmeal, something like that in the morning, you never really feel that sense of long-term satisfaction. You actually might get hungry sooner than later because ghrelin really never comes into play. It never actually helps you to feel satisfied. So I'm sorry, actually, let's see, signals to eat and stimulates feelings of hunger. Yeah, so you never actually feel satisfied. However, eating foods like avocado, eating foods that are higher in fat are actually going to help you to keep those ghrelin levels in check, and you won't be as hungry as often. So I know it's a lot. I know there's a lot of science here, but the bottom line is that you just want to keep your blood sugar levels stable, eat a high fat diet with moderate protein and lower in carbohydrates, not no carbohydrates, but lower because you still need carbohydrates for energy. For example, earlier today, I was feeling a little tired and sluggish. I was about to do my workout, but I grabbed a pear and some almond butter and was feeling so much better because in that moment, my blood sugar was dipping a little bit. So I grabbed a piece of fruit, a pear, and then also paired it with some almond butter so that my blood sugar levels weren't rising up super high, but with the help of the almond butter, it was keeping everything stable, but I was still getting the instant energy I needed from the carbohydrate in that moment. So make sure not to cut carbohydrates out completely. I know in this meal plan, we are limiting them, which is fine, but you're putting in healthier types like low glycemic fruits and also sweet potatoes, which are great for stabilizing blood sugar. Okay, so hopefully that's starting to make a little bit of sense. So make sure, bottom line is that you want to keep your blood sugar stable, you want to have plenty of healthy fats, you want to have good sources of healthy protein, you want to eat regularly throughout the day to keep your blood sugar stable and insulin at bay, so that way you're not having spikes and valleys of your blood sugar so that you're not having extra fat deposition or gain. Yeah, and then that's essentially how to manage your weight, which sounds simple, but it can be complex at a scientific level. So, okay, let's see if there's anything else in here that I wanted to share. Oh, yes. Something else that I feel was interesting and very significant is the factor of sleep. So if you're not well rested, you're going to have more cravings. And if you're not well rested, you're going to obviously be more tired. So your body's going to naturally want to grab for carbohydrate rich foods for more energy. But because you're tired, it's actually really hard to make good conscious decisions about what you're doing because we're not as stable, I guess emotionally stable in that moment. So it's important that you get plenty of sleep because sleep deprivation increases stress levels and that will throw off your hormone balance in general. It's also hard to exercise when you're tired because you're already, your body's already stressed. Exercise is actually another form of stress. So doubling up when you're sleep deprived and exercising isn't great because it'll elevate cortisol levels, which will increase the fat deposition. And you don't want more body fat, right? That's the idea for most. But in order to decrease it, we want to get plenty of quality sleep and a balanced diet. So I know this, it's funny. It's when I look at this all and think about it, it seems so basic and so simple. Eat whole food, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, um, de-stress, and stress obviously is a big one too. So when you have extra stress, all the hormones get out of whack, and you end up eating more and storing more fat, or maybe not making great food choices. That's why it's super important, like I was saying at the very beginning, to be completely ready to go when it comes to, I lost my place here. Be completely ready to go when it comes to meal planning. Be ready to go in advance. Have a plan the day before, the night before, what you're going to be eating the next day, what you're going to do, what you're going to be doing for exercise if you're doing that at this point. Because if you get caught off guard and you're too hungry, our natural tendency is to go for something sugary to get our energy back and our blood sugar up. So have a plan in place. If you are getting too hungry, maybe have a pack of nuts, a pack of almonds in your purse, or even like some fruit that you can carry with you, whether it's a pear or an apple or banana. And then, maybe a little bit of almonds with that you can pair together to get your energy up. But just always make sure that you're prepared. So yeah. Oh, and that, yeah, when your children weren't sleeping through the night. Yeah. Yes. About being sleep deprived. I thought about that this morning too for myself. That was a tough one. It was so hard. Sugar cravings are definitely a thing when you're sleep deprived. Okay. So, all right, back to this. So let me just share with you a list of foods to increase in your diet. So that way you can keep everything stable and happy. And I just think it's so fascinating how God created our bodies in this way, and how we can eat certain foods to keep us healthy. And just basically eating whole food makes it so simple to follow, but it's not always easy, right? Because there's so many other good foods out there that kind of tempt us and draw us in. But the more whole food you eat, the more of it you'll crave. So that's just what I found over the years. Okay, so here is the list of things to do. So you want to add in protein foods, keep in your whole food diet. Whole food means unprocessed food, eating food as close to nature as possible. Low glycemic foods, keeping your blood sugars stable. Eat healthy fats such as avocado, coconut oil, and olive oil, and olives. Butter too. Butter is okay, whole butter, not margarine or anything like that. Supplements. Oh, yeah, I said avocado. So going back to avocado real quick, in the 21-day sugar detox book meal plan, there's a lot of avocado the first week, and that's intentional. So those of you guys who are doing that and following that, that's intentional for this reason, to keep those hormones stable and to keep your ghrelin at bay. So that way you're not hungry all the time. Okay, so supplements. So I recommend glutathione that helps to clear toxins, B vitamins to keep your brain stable, your emotions stable, magnesium for decreasing cravings, L-glutamine also for decreasing cravings, unsweetened almond milk, unsweetened coconut milk. We're staying away from dairy just for now. Nuts and seeds are okay. Like I said before, sweet potatoes, you can incorporate eggs, you can have bacon, which a lot of people love. What I discovered this particular year, we did a test group for the book back in October, November. And what we discovered is there's actually, what's it called, bacon that has no added sugar. So when you're looking for bacon, look for the ones that say no added sugar on the label. Okay, so what we do want to eliminate is white foods, white bread, white rice, white potatoes, and right now, cow milk, dairy. And then we also want to eliminate soy that can affect hormone balance. Eliminate peanuts. They're okay, but they're really not the best source of protein and healthy fat. We're going to eliminate peas for right now. It's another starchy one. Eliminate white rice, like I said, dairy, alcohol, and processed foods. Okay, so let me just finish up here. I just want to share with you some foods that I found that are so great for naturally detoxing your body. You may have seen these before. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. But um, this is a brief list. There's so many. It's so cool how God created in nature these amazing foods and how we've come so far away from them that these days we just kind of forget about these natural foods that have all these great health benefits, and we get thrown into the processed food and fast food gamut. But anyhow, okay, so foods that detox and cleanse the body are garlic, citrus, green tea, cucumber. Turmeric is great for anti-inflammation. Cucumber is great for reducing the amount of fluid retention that you have in your body. Broccoli is just so great for your digestive system. It's so great for a great source of vitamin C. Lentils are an amazing source of plant protein. It's amazing how much protein are in there. Apples for digestion, for extra vitamins and minerals. Brussels sprouts, those are awesome for great source of fiber. There's so many more things to mention about that. Beetroot, so great for your blood, for cleansing your blood. Olive oil, just a great healthy fat overall, inside and out. And then spinach is a great source of iron and vitamin K. So there's so many amazing things that you can do for your body. I know citrus, I love we have the hot lemon water as part of the cleanse, and that's super cleansing, just refreshes you from the inside out. So yeah, so those are some of the things I wanted to share. Okay, so while I finish up, if you have any questions for me, you can start putting those in the chat. I know I went a little over. I just have so many great things to share. So you can put your questions in the chat. And if I don't get to it right now, because I know some of you guys need to go, which is fine, I will get to them when we're done. So you can come back and take a look at it later. All right, so after all of that, just eat your whole food, keep your blood sugar stable, and continue on the road that you're going on. So you're doing great. So for today, our affirmation is, let's say it slowly. Today's affirmation you can say with me if you'd like. I am gracious with myself. And when things get hard and I slip up, I forgive myself and move on, just jumping back in where I left off. Basically, kind of just like a bump in the road. So here it is again. I'm gracious with myself. And when things get hard and I slip up, I forgive myself. And I just move on, jumping back in where I left off, just like a speed bump in the road. Okay, so if you feel like you're having a struggle, you don't, just because you maybe eat something that you weren't supposed to in this group, no big deal. You don't have to end it and start all over again. Be gracious with yourself and just pick up where you left off and continue on. It's how we learn in life overall. Okay, so today's assignment is I would like each of you to share something that you learned today and that spoke to you, something that spoke to you the most today, and how you can implement it to improve your results. So share something you learned today and spoke to you about how you can implement it to improve your results. So once you share that publicly, so you're going to share that answer to that question, either in our group or on your personal Facebook profile page, and mention me, put my name in the post, tag me in the post so I can find it, so I can make sure to give you credit and be part of the raffle. Share that you completed it, tag me in it, and let me know. And then tomorrow I will do the drawing for the Starbucks gift card for that. So make sure to do your homework. I will also add it in the comments of this video so that you can get that. And I think that's it. So if you have any questions, I will take a look for a minute or two. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. So, okay, so it looks like Annette's wondering, did you mention beans already? What's your thoughts? Special way to prepare if they are okay. Yeah, so for right now, we're just gonna keep beans out since they're more of a starchy source of protein and focusing in more on what's on the meal plan itself. So post cleanse, we can do that, but I just wanna kind of keep the carbohydrates to certain ones so that way you avoid spikes and valleys in your blood sugar levels. So I hope that helps. Preparing them in a special way to prepare them if they're okay. I'm not sure what you mean by a special way, but just however you would like them. There's really nothing that you could do to them differently to change or alter their chemistry or how they're metabolized. So anyway, Yeah, so I think that's it for today. Thank you all again for coming. I will be here tomorrow, day 4, and we're almost done. So let me know how you're feeling. I really want to know how things are going on your end. Are you really sticking to this meal plan? Are you struggling? Are you just kind of here to get an overview and learn more about me and what I'm like? But if you haven't yet, like I said, go ahead and pick up my book, The 21 Day Sugar Detox. You can go to my website, 21dayswithoutsugar.com, and take a look there, and you can find a copy for yourself. Order it from Amazon and then download the complete meal plan, grocery list, and recipes that go along with that particular book. So anyway, I hope to see you tomorrow. Invite a friend if you haven't already. And I will be posting the recording of this video in our group if you need to watch it again later or just get an overview. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic day.